So welcome back to the channel, guys. As I said in the last video, I'm going to be unboxing the PC Engine and the Coregrafx and then comparing it to the original, the Turbografx Mini, and see how they compare. So this one is the Japanese model, but it would work just fine with in the US. Should have no problem. And the box again looks just like the original PC Engine box when it came out originally in the 1980s. On the side it does say PC Engine, again on the bottom, on the other side, on the top, PC Engine everywhere. Now on the back, what's interesting is that it does have the PC Engine games, some of which were also included in the Turbografx Mini. It also has the Turbografx games. So like I said, I'm assuming they're using the same board, and then just the chassis is a little bit different, and maybe a few games a little bit different. When I have a chance to play through all of these, I'll give an update on that. Some of the ones that I'm excited about are obviously Ease 1 and 2, which is also included as the English version. Snatcher, it's a CD-ROM one game, a PC Engine CD-ROM. That should be interesting, but unfortunately it's going to be in Japanese, so I don't know if I can play that. It does have the Dracula X, the Rondo of Blood, Castlevania. That would be a nice game to play through. And then on the PC Engine side, on the Turbografx side, we have the Neptunia, which is a clone of the Legend of Zelda, Bonk's Revenge, so Airzonk. So quite a few interesting games included as well, some of them in English as well. So if you like this form factor, there's nothing wrong with this. Just make sure that either you know a little bit of Japanese, or any game which has a lot of Japanese text, you are not interested in that. So other than that, it's a nice console. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. Hopefully I would have an easier time unboxing this one than the other one, or maybe not, who knows. Yeah, you can tell that the seal is really tight, and then this thing is so alright. There you go. Just tear, I have to tear it a little bit to get through it. Okay, anyways, so there you go, guys. Here it is, the PC Engine Mini. So first up we have the manual. I don't know if it's in English or not. Apparently no, apparently it's all in Japanese, so that's useless for us. Okay, so again we have the USB cable, but no USB adapter. So here is the controller. This one is a little bit different in that it does not have the turbo switches. So if you really want the turbo switches, then I would suggest don't get this one. And the reason being that the original PC Engine did not have those, obviously, but some later revisions did. So I think they should have just put the turbo switches there. It makes no sense, but maybe some purists would then be crying that, hey, why are the turbo switches there? So this console is really tiny, as you can see. Let me put this aside and see what else is in the box. Alright, it's just the HDMI cable, so don't worry about that one. So here it is, guys, the PC Engine Mini. And when I say mini, believe me, this is mini. It's really small. So let's take a look at the front. On the front we have the USB cables for the controllers. Again, we have two of them. That's the slot which would be used for the hue cards. Obviously it doesn't take hue cards. Again, the switch and the lock works just like the one on the original ones. On the side it does have that channel switch and antenna switch logos there, but it doesn't do anything. There are no switches there. On the other side again it says AC adapter, but obviously it's not there. It's just for nostalgia purposes. On the top it does say PC engine, just like the original one. Looks really nice. On the back it has that extension bus. You have to remove it and then you get access to the HDMI out and DC in. That's a nice touch, because that's how it was on the original PC engine one. Obviously on the original you had the AV out, but on this one that's how it is. So you can put that back when you want to put it in a storage. And on the bottom it says Konami and in the other information. So there you have it, guys. This was the PC Engine Mini. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly unbox the Coregrafx, and then I'm going to bring in the Turbografx Mini, and then we're going to compare all of those. So here we have the Coregrafx. So it looks quite a bit similar to the PC Engine Mini, but has some differences, especially on the controller. It does have the turbo switches, but we'll go through it. What's interesting is that it has some Japanese language on it as well. So on the bottom we have attention, and then it has a few different languages there, obviously for the European Union. So on the side it says Coregrafx, again on the top and on the other side. Now on the back, what's interesting is it lists some PC Engine games and some Turbografx games. Let me see if we can compare it to those. So it does have some differences, or maybe not. Yeah, I mean we have Darius here, so there are some switches there. So more or less it does have the same kind of games on it. It looks like it does have some more Turbografx games than here, but that's about it. But what's interesting is that it lists the PC Engine games, and the PC Engine games are in English, so that's very nice. And also the Turbografx 16 games are English. So apparently for English region, this might be the best buy. I'm hoping, because as you can see on here, the PC Engine games, they are in Japanese, but here they are in English. So that could be one reason to go with the Coregrafx rather than the Turbografx Mini. So we'll see. When I have a chance to play through all of these, we'll know more. Alright, so this was a little bit easier to open, or maybe I've got the hang of it now. Alright, the manual again looks quite different. It's quite a bit more bulky than the other ones apparently, because obviously it has quite a few more languages, but we don't need the manual, as you know, so let's put that aside. Again, it does have the same USB cable, so you have seen that a million times by now. So here it is, the controller. So it does have those turbo switches. So other than that, it looks just like the PC Engine controller. It just have a different color scheme. D-pad, the buttons, they feel about the same. It's just that this one does not have the switches, the turbo switches. And then here it is, guys, the console itself. It's about the same size as the PC Engine Mini. So let me bring that in. As you can see, it's about the same size, about the same thickness, about the same weight. so not much different there other than the color and some design scheme. So again, it does have that power with the lock switch, 2 USB controller connections. It has all those AC adapter and AV out, obviously written here, but obviously that does not work anymore. There are no switches for that. Again, just like the PC Engine, it has that slot, and you have the HDMI out and DC in, and none of these come with the USB adapters, so keep that in mind. So on the bottom, the sticker is a little bit different, but it's Konami and whatnot. So let me bring in the Turbografx Mini and we'll go from this. So here you go, guys. As you can see, this thing is way bigger than this, and in fact I think it's more than twice as big as these combined, as you can see. Yep. So if you're looking for a really mini system, then I think I'll go with this one, the Coregrafx, just because all the games should be in English. But if you are looking for the Japanese, the white one, this is the only white one, so it's a nice one. Make sure that the Japanese game you're not interested in those, or you can read Japanese. They're as high as each of these, so they're about the same height, but the Turbografx 16 is about as much in length as both of these combined. And as for the controllers, all three of them are quite similar. It's just that the different pads, they have the same buttons and whatnot, and even these two, the Coregrafx and the Turbografx, they have the switches. The buttons feel about the same, although look wise I prefer the turbo pad, but you know, it's not much different from the Coregrafx one. But I would not go with this one because it does not have the okay, my camera stopped for some reason. So like I was saying, this is my favorite one out of the controllers. This is my least favorite one because it does not have the switches, and PC Engine or Turbografx had a lot of shooters, so that is something which could come in handy. But you could not go wrong with any of these systems whatsoever. So there you have it, guys. That was my unboxing for all three, the PC Engine, the Coregrafx and the Turbografx 16. So if you have any questions, or you want to ask something, or tell me about something, or tell me which one you prefer, just leave a comment in the comment section. And in the meantime, I wish you guys goodbye, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Have a nice day. Bye bye.